5 alignment. There I am, watching myself. Boom. And here we are. Hey, everybody. Brian Silverback's here. I don't, I just say everybody as if there's multiple people watching, but you and I both know that's not the case. So today is Wednesday, Rando Wednesday. So even though nobody tunes in, this is just something I do to keep myself busy and to keep stuff fresh. Keep doing stuff, trying to stay sharp. So I didn't come in here with any topics to do today, and this Hulk right here is just a leftover project from last night that I wanted to do. I was really hoping that somebody would come in and then we could talk about, maybe Batman versus Superman movie or any number of nerdy topics and drawing stuff. Um, or maybe they could select a topic or, hey man, I have trouble drawing trash cans or something. We could work on that. But since there's nobody here and it's just me, I'm just going to listen to my music and start working on some gesture drawings. I need to get better at sketching. One thing that I don't do is that I don't fully sketch anything out before I go right into the final render. Usually what I'll do is I'll take a pencil and I'll take a pencil and go right into kind of what I want everything to look like. Just kind of get things mostly placed and big sections. And then I'll go right into with my pen and just go right into the details. So if I mess up, I mess up big time. And it's usually hard to recover from that. I've tried drawing the detail with the pencil, but it doesn't feel right. I don't even do gesture drawings and stuff. And I know that if I want to take my stuff to the next level, I'm going to have to do better sketching. I'm going to have to do more sketching. That's where you're allowed to mess up. And I haven't been affording myself the time to mess up. So I need to work on my gesture drawings, trying to get the flows down. I guess we're still stuck with the green pencil. I already don't like that because that's
Really don't like that.
what?
You have any viewers?
Nope. I figured out the one that says it's one person watching is me. So whenever it says one, that's just me watching myself.
But what about the little eyeballs?
That's how many views, how many times people have watched your stuff. And that's times how many people have hearted your stuff, I guess. So let's just, all right, that's going to be our flow. So this is going to be our head area. And he's going to be facing like that way. So in his chest will be like,
What is that?
I don't know, it's just a gesture drawing. I'm just trying to come up with the flow of the position that I want my guy in. Maybe, see, now I'm at the hips. I don't know what to do with the hips because I'm kind of kind of falling back. Maybe we should have a little bit more arch to them. It should be more like that. See, this is the reason I'm not good at this. And I would put like more of this hips right here. Maybe, let's see, what can we do with this? He's got a penis gun. So they're like this. And this would be like the hip area. We're going to have to make him smaller. So come back over to our green pencil. So his ass would be like right in here. All right, so that's kind of, that feels like a gesture drawing to me. Like we got our head, we kind of see what's going on. We got our shoulders, got our rib cage area. And that would make his abs like right here, and then that would put his ass. Not quite sure what the twist is on that. Maybe he's got a little twist in his spine right there. Yeah, I'm not doing much talking. There's just nobody asking questions. So sorry if this is a little boring, but I just don't have, I'm not doing anything special. If I felt that I was, I'd let you know. Just trying to get everything kind of in the right place, although it's not quite looking like that. I'm gonna have to say that anybody that watches these videos has to say to themselves, yo, this dude can't fucking draw. But it's not all crap, I promise. I mean, maybe this hand is a little bit big. Maybe it just needs to be less dynamic foreshortening and just be regular. So that feels pretty good. So now let's see if we can lay some halfway decent looking muscles on top of it to try to flesh out our figure. That's a little too big. hands are just so hard for me. I know they're hard for a lot of people, but damn, I never seem to get them right. Guess I think I make the fingers too fat. I don't know. I think maybe the angle of that first finger's off. That might be what it is. Can you just put it in the microwave for me, Karen? Pretty please. Thank you.
Anyone watching?
Nope. But I need to finish what I started. Nope, nobody is watching. Might be a little fucking skinny, but what you gonna do? My most loyal viewer is me. Every time I sign in, there's a one little red person. The other day, I figured out that was me. I always thought there was like, oh man, there's always one loyal person who watches me draw and never says anything when I ask questions. And I was like, oh, duh. Since I'm watching my own thing, it counts as one. I don't like how this area works, but I don't think I know the correct anatomy for it, so like it just comes together too tight there. Oh yay, Bullet's making another appearance as he licks my other dog's ear. Hey, Bullet! Go the fuck away. Get out of here. Go. Yoshi, get out of here. Go get out of here. That's a little better. I think that forearm's a little long, though. Yeah, I don't think so. I know so. That might have been my problem the first time. Alright. That looks a little better. Alright. Now let's try to do something cool. Something you'll rarely see in comic illustration. So for those that don't know, when you fire a gun, a semi-automatic pistol like this, the second you pull the trigger causes an explosion in the shell, or the into the magazine, well, into the casing, and forces the bullet out this end. Well, that same explosion forces the top of the gun backwards, and when it slides backwards, it hits this little piece back here, and that's what causes the empty shell to flick out. So the moment after you fire the bullet, the top of the gun slides back and comes back into place, and then that's when it picks up the new bullet and puts it in the chamber. And most of the time when you see people drawing guns shooting, they just have the standard gun and then they just draw the little fire out of it. So that'd be pretty cool. Give it a little bit of real. If nothing else looks real, at least that looks real. Well, thank everybody for not tuning in. It's not like anyone said that they were coming. I'm looking at my Facebook now, and nobody said, "Oh man, I'll be there." Nobody said, "Oh man, I'll be there." So maybe they'll watch the reruns. Who knows? Maybe they'll watch the reruns. Yeah, I found it that drawing digital is just not good for me. Not that my pen to paper drawing is much better, but I either don't have a setup that is good for me, or I haven't found the setup that's good for me to draw digital. Not when I'm doing like comic book style stuff. Like maybe if I was doing like, the cartoon stuff, more characterized stuff, I'd feel more comfortable. Well, that's the outside of the foot anyway. Something like that, right? I don't know. Seeing as how like this is the first time I've sketched and tried to do things the right way. Another thing I have a problem with, motherfucking eyes, man. Yeah, if I listed everything that I wasn't good at, I probably wouldn't be able to draw at all. Like there's so much stuff. I don't know how I could ever consider myself. I've come to realize that I'm also no good at inking. See if that works. Oops. That kind of feels okay, except the nose. The nose needs to probably.
Incoming email.
The underside of the nose, man. Fuck that. Just oh, oh, God dang, it's such horrible. All right, think I made my nose angle a little too steep right there. Maybe that was part of my problem. It's a big ass brainiac head. Ain't nothing like a big ass brainiac head. Woo! Ric Flair's making a rare appearance. Ric Flair making a rare appearance. Got mail. Okay, from who? Amazon.com. That's where you got mail from. All right, so we lost the Brainiac forehead. Whoops. Goodbye, Brainiac forehead. We'll work on your hairline later. Because right now you got a receding ass hairline. So we could. A little bit ambitious. No, he's got a tumor. It's not a tumor. Maybe if I straighten up his head so I can kind of see what he's doing. I want to draw it if he was straight up and down. Whoops. Well, I might as well go ahead and erase that. Let's see if I can use this little trick. Oh, shit. All right, so part of the problem is his forehead's a little too narrow. There, so just to give him a regular. Yay! It looks like we did it. All right, so what we've done, if you go back and watch this later, is we took our basic gesture drawing. We started with the head, and then we just kind of came up with the flow we wanted, right? And then we put our kind of basic muscle structure on top of that and make sure that we had what we wanted. And then we take that layer and we turn it down a little bit, and then it's like we're placing a sheet of tracing paper on top of it. And then we went back and kind of did our best to make it look like a real person. that's firing a real gun. And then now, if I were to go to my next step, I would add another layer on top of that, turn this layer down a little bit. Well, then I'd turn this layer off all the way. And it just looks naked. So I'd add a little bit, just a little bit. All right, so I'd turn this blue layer with the muscles kind of down. And then if I were to go any further, what I would do is I would choose another color, start a new layer, and then now I would go back and put his uniform on or whatever. You know, if he's wearing wrist straps, then I would come back in and say, all right, well, here's where his little buckle wrist straps would be. So I would go back, if it was a comic book dude, I'd be like, all right, let's come back here. You know, the belt would probably run through this area. Kind of just rough out where I'm going to put everything. You know, his boots. His boots pretty much from the side, so I like tall boots. So I give my guy some fucking tall boots. I'd come back and, you know, so then I'd say, all right, the pants got to be tucked in, so that's how they would. You know, maybe some sort of armor on the front of his boots. Just kind of, well, if I knew who I was doing, I would already know the stuff to put on the costume. But since I'm just kind of like making this shit up. But this would be the stage where I'd go back and add, you know, all right, he's got, you know, the line on his trunks that pretty much separates the colors of his leg. I would do like this. So, and then, you know, if our guy was supposed to be wearing a shirt, all right, he's got the wristband on the other side. So he'd have to have his wrist communicator on this side too, right? Let's suppose that he's got a Hall of Fame ring or something that he's wearing too. So come back and I would make sure that my shirt looked good. Maybe try to figure where I would need to. See, I figured that this shirt stopped a little past the mid of the bicep, so maybe this one will stop around the mid of the bicep too. Then I'd have to. And he's one of those weirdos that tucks his shirt into his pants, so I would. This is how I would do it. His head still looks weird from this angle. So if this would be where I'd throw in my, make sure I grabbed everything off their uniform to make sure that I got everything. And then see, this is normally where I would stop and just go right into inking, which that's, I had established no light source. I haven't really done much of anything. I just got a falling down figure that's halfway decent looking. So I guess what I should do is come back with another layer and let's just say that like this is the really big bright light source. No, I don't like that because I want this whole leg to be black. Um, so where's our light source going to be? I don't know. Maybe our light source is coming from over this way, somewhere towards us. That's a fat ass brush. We don't want to be using that. It's a little too much. I have to turn that bad boy down. And since this is still technically like penciling, we don't want to. All right, so now I guess what I should start doing, this would be the step where I would go away. This would be the part where I'd actually like go into like true penciling. Like which lines I'm going to keep. I haven't, I wish I was better. I wish I knew exactly what I needed to work on because I know you're not supposed to draw all these jaggy lines and stuff, but see, I can't even fucking see. I'm no good. Whoops. You get the point of what I'm trying to do. So no interactions today. That puts us at about an hour. At least we got some practice in drawing our rando guy who's falling down, shooting a real gun, doing the action. Start doing that. Everything else turned out with a halfway decent face. Didn't quite get to ink it yet, but who knows? Maybe we'll visit it next Rando Wednesday. So thanks to anybody that watches this. Thanks for the one guy that came in but didn't say anything, and he's gone now. All right. Stay creative. Be good to each other. And just do the right thing. All right.